Are you the type of person who has always wanted to grow or multiply your money by investing in company stock? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do that in few minutes. And then the best part is, you don't need to own a huge amount of money in order to get started. With the little amount of money you have right now, in fact, in your account right now, you can actually start buying stocks. So yeah, without wasting much more time, let's get right into the interesting part. So for the sake of today's tutorial, we're going to be making use of one of the best investment applications out there called Bamboo. Alright, so now if you're using an iOS device or an Android device, it's basically the same thing. You want to head to either App Store or Play Store, and then you want to search for Bamboo. Alright, and now the first one, as you guys can see over here, the one with the bamboo icon, Bamboo Invest Trade Earn, is the one you want to actually download and install. All right, so now once you've actually downloaded it and installed it, you want to open the application. Now once you've actually opened the application, what you want to do next is to create an account. So you want to click on Start Building Wealth. Now over here, you want to select your country. I'm in Nigeria, so I'm going to select Nigeria. And if you're not in Nigeria, you want to select whatever country you're in. So the first thing here is official first name. So I'm going to put Kikes, and then official last name, I'm going to put Kensington. And then you want to insert your gender. I'm a male. And then your date of birth as well. So you just want to insert your date of birth. Okay, let's just say this. All right. And then you want to insert your phone number. Okay, so you want to insert your phone number. Okay, and then after your phone number, you want to insert your email address. Okay, so let's just say kitcares@gmail.com. So you want to ensure you're inserting all your real detail. All right, and then password, you want to insert a very nice password. Let's just say this as the password. Okay, and this and this, and then finally you can as well insert a referral code, but then it doesn't really matter. After you're done with this, you want to ensure you're reading the terms and conditions of Bamboo. This is the link over here. Once you click on it, it's going to show you all the terms and conditions to understand Bamboo properly. All right, but once you're done reading it, you can click on Done, and then you can come here to Acknowledged, and finally click on Continue. All right, so once you click on Continue, your account will be created, and then all you have to do is to set up your PIN, and then you have to insert the captcha over here just to confirm that yes, you're actually a real person, and then next. So once you click on next over here, you're actually going to be told to insert a PIN for your security information, and after you finally insert the verification code as well as set up your PIN, you will be brought to the main homepage of the Bamboo application, which is basically what you're seeing right now on the screen. So the first part here is the main homepage. At the bottom here, we have the area for the investment. And then the third area here is the area to learn more about the Bamboo investment application. And finally, the area for help in case you're having issues and you want them to assist you. Now, going back to the homepage, as you guys can see at the top over here, we have the area where you have your name. Now, in this area where you have your name, you want to ensure that before you start investing, you set up your KYC. This is it over here. You want to ensure you set up your KYC, that is your means of identification. You want to ensure all your documents are well approved. And this is something that doesn't take time. So now once you finally complete it, then you can get started. In order to get started in setting up your KYC, you just want to ensure you're clicking on it over here, and then you just want to insert your identification means, probably your passport or your national identification card or whatever means of identification you have. All right, now once you're finally done with the KYC, the next thing you want to do is to come here to the area of invest. Now this is where the magic occurs. Now at the top here, you have the suggestions by Bamboo. You can see your results based on what you actually insert, that is telling them how much you earn, telling them your source of income and several things. They would suggest the type of investment you can actually go for at the top over here, but then it all depends on you if you actually want to follow what they want. But then if you actually just want to invest based on what that is based on companies, the blue chips companies, that is companies that are always gaining most of the time, all right, then you just want to come here to the all asset offerings where you have the US stock. If I click on the US stock, as you guys can see over here, we have several international stocks over here, several United States stocks. You can see Apple over here, you can see Amazon, Microsoft, and several companies. And if you don't find the companies you're interested in, you can as well search for them over here. Now, the prices you're actually seeing at the right hand side in dollar, okay, this is actually the unit price of a single share. All right, when I say share simply means the part of the company you own. So for a single unit, that is, if you want to buy just one share of the company, you have to spend, for example, for Microsoft, you have to spend $498 to buy a single share. In Naira, that's actually 758,176 Naira. And then don't get it wrong, it's not compulsory you buy a single share. That is, you have to buy, the exact 758,000 here. You can buy based on what you have, all right? For example, if you're going to be buying, let's say, just 10,000 Naira, for example, that's going to be a fraction of what the unit is. So in order for you to actually buy, you want to click on the stock over here, let's say Microsoft. After you click on it, at the bottom you can see the area for buy. So once you click on buy and then you click on buy now, for example, as you guys can see, you can set the number of shares you want to buy. All right, or you can simply insert the amount of money. Let's say it's just 20,000 in terms of Naira. You can actually, let's say, $15. You can see this is basically 22,800, and then they're going to show you the equivalent number of shares, which is basically 0.030072 shares. All right, so it's not compulsory you have the exact amount of money in order to get started. And once you're finally okay with this, that is, you're okay with this particular stock, you want to click on review order. Now once you click on review order, as you guys can see over here, your balance is insufficient. Now this leads us to the next stage, which is how to deposit money for you to actually start investing. Now for you to actually deposit, all you just have to do is to click on make a deposit over here, and then it's going to show you two wallets. We have the USD wallet and then we have the Naira wallet. All right, so depending on the wallet you want to use, you just want to select on it. If it's going to be USD, it's actually straightforward. You want to click on it and then deposit the money. If it's going to be the normal Naira wallet, you want to click on it, for example, and then you want to insert the amount of money you want to deposit. Let's say it's going to be 500,000, for example. So you want to click on deposit 500,000, and then it's going to bring out options for you to actually deposit that money. If you are going to be using a normal bank transfer, this is the first one over here. You can see the fee of 100 Naira to about 150 Naira. And then if it's going to be a normal credit card, you can see the fee of about 2,000 Naira. So you simply want to select the option you're okay with, and then you want to either make the transfer or you want to actually use your credit card. Either way, it's actually fine. Now once you're actually done with that, you can as well now go back, all right, and then finally make the order payment. All right, you want to click on the review order, and then finally the amount of money is actually going to pop out, and then you just want to simply click on buy now, all right, or make order now, and then your order is actually going to be processed and you're going to be seeing your shares. For example, once you actually made the payments, you're going to be seeing this over here, your ownership, and then the shares you have, as well as the current value, that is how much it is right now. And then you have the today's return, that is based on today, how much are you actually gaining or how much are you actually losing. And then the final one, which is actually the key parameter here, is the total return, that is from when you actually bought the stock up to now, that is up to date, how much have you gained or how much have you lost. So this is actually the main parameter you want to be checking over time. And then the good thing about Bamboo is if you scroll down, you can see the area of current price and then the projected price based on analyst ratings. You're gonna see, oh, okay, what are people actually saying about the stock? Is it going to increase over time, or are there, the other sides? You can actually read more over here. And then in case you want to learn more about the company, you also have the provision of the about the stock at the bottom over here. And then finally, to the right hand side where you have the financials, you can see what the stock is actually doing right now in terms of the market. And then if it's a stock you have a share in, you're going to see the next right hand side, which is the ownership. It's going to show you a brief summary of how your stock is actually doing based on what you've invested in. And finally, the area for news, in case you want to read news and see, okay, what exactly is happening with this stock, so as to, direct you on what to think about the stock as at the moment. All right. And then in case you actually want to invest in normal local stocks, that is Nigerian companies as well, if you go back to the investment area, you can see the NG stocks. So now once you click on NG stocks, you can see the featured stocks just like the normal US stocks. So depending on the stock you're most interested in or the blue chip company you're most interested in, all you have to do is to either select them from here or search for that company. And then once you've actually done that, you want to click on it, and then you simply want to buy just like what you did in the US stock. So for you to buy, you want to click on buy over here, and then you can as well either buy now, just like what I showed you guys before. And then we have the two other type of orders at the bottom. Already it has been explained. The limit order, that is buy the stock at a price below the current market price. That is, you want to wait for the current price to drop. You're telling them to actually automatically invest for you once the price of that particular stock drops to a certain level. All right. And then we have the final one, which is the stop order. Buy this stock at a price above the current market price. This is more like, okay, you are not sure if you want to really invest right now, but then you're telling Bamboo that, okay, if this price begins to rise, okay, buy it. That is, enter when it's about to start or when it has actually started rising. But either way is actually fine. Okay. And if you want to buy now, like I said, you just want to click on buy now, and finally click on understood over here and proceed with the normal deposits. Good. And for example, again, let's say you've actually bought it. Okay, this is basically how it's gonna look like. It's gonna show you your ownership, it's gonna show you the shares you have, it's gonna show you the current value, and then it's also gonna show you your portfolio weight. All right, this is basically after you've actually bought the stock. And that brings us to the end of today's video. If you surely learned a whole lot, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't, drop a like on the video, and also feel free to drop down comments in case you have questions or you want more explanation on certain aspect of the Bamboo investment application. And I'll see you guys in my next highly informative video. Thanks for watching.